guys. So we're starting a new series today. It's going to be our Nomad series. We're going to talk about nomadic living in a medium to long-term type scenario. So we're going to get to camp and we'll get started. Okay guys, so in this Nomad series, what we're actually doing is me and one of my friends that hang out in the bush with me a lot, we're going out and we're gonna live as much as we can, at least, out of a yurt for an extended period of time. So you saw at the beginning of this, we took the side-by-side and a yard cart. Now this is a little bit heavier duty type yard cart. We wanted something that had a little bit thicker axles and tires that more were like a four-wheeler type tire, because as you saw, we were in more of a wooded area and we were traveling over distance. Now we did take this out and we drove it, I would say for 15-20 miles, just to see if we can get everywhere that we normally get with our side-by-side with this on the back. And we did pretty well with that. So there wasn't too many problems at all carrying this. A little bit tight in some areas, but other than that, everything worked out. So what I wanted to do here was I want to just go over everything. I actually sent my friend, I dropped the yurt off with him and the supplies for that, which there's a lot of lumber that's involved with that, and of course the outer shell. So I did leave that with him. I set the yurt up before myself, so I wanted him to give it a shot and see how that goes. So we'll get that on camera here shortly. But other than that, the only other thing we left behind that we don't have in here now is some camo netting. And we did bring the camo netting just because I decided initially to go with an off-white, light gray type yurt. And the reason I chose that was because in the summer months, we have a lot of foliage where we're located. So you really can't see where that would be located. In winter, once we get snow, it blends right in. So it's just this time of the year, the fall, that you might be able to pick up on that. So the camo netting really knocked the color down. And that's a good thing to have in a longer term type scenario like this, if you had to actually leave your homestead or leave your house, or you're going on a hunting, trapping excursion, something like that for a longer term. So we're gonna go through everything pretty quickly here and just talk briefly about it. Some of the things we're not going to go into too much detail because I don't want the video to be too long. We'll break them down individually in future videos. Okay, so what do we have in the back of our side-by-side in case we would have to dump this cart for some reason? Okay, we had the yurt in there with the lumber, so of course that's out. But in the side-by-side we kept our mainstay of what we would need. So I'm just going to pull this stuff out one at a time. Okay, we have, this is my partner Dan, that's his equipment. And I have my equipment here. We also have a small bag, and this is all maintenance equipment for the side-by-side and trailer. We have some food supplies and some hardware that goes along with the yurt. An extra bucket, and then a trapping bucket with some traps in it. An extra tank of gas. Our firearms, a bow saw, and a felling axe. Now in the yard cart, most of this stuff, like I said, this has to do with the yurt itself and a shelter element. So some of this stuff you really don't need, some of it you probably should have, but I'm going to go through this quickly and show you. So we did bring a table. Now you might think, well, why do you need a table? Because the yurt's big enough to put this in, and it gives you a work area and a space that if there's a lot of snow or bad weather, you're not sitting on your cots, which we have next. We have 2 cots for inside the yurt. We have some deer skins, and the reason we brought these along were just to dress it up a little bit. These, again, you wouldn't really need these, but if you were going out on a couple days scout or something from the camp, you could take these as bedrolls or anything like that, and it would eliminate needing any type of foam mattress or anything like that in a cold weather environment. 2 folding chairs for inside the yurt. We have a pack stove here. It's pretty light. All the piping and stove piping is inside there. We have a tool kit, and I'm going to go over this in another video. We can do anything from blacksmith out of this to make any type of wooden instruments that we would need in the woods. So we'll go over that in a future video. We have 10 wool blankets. Now they're all different types of blankets. Most of them are just a wool mix. We're actually going to use these for insulation around the walls and on the floors. And the other thing, now this takes up a lot of room, not a lot of weight, but a lot of room. The thing is with something like that, in a long-term scenario, along with the cotton, you can make things out of it. You can make clothes, you can make repairs on your clothes. If you needed to, you can make tarps, you can oil skin them tarps, anything like that. So there's a lot of versatility by having them. Plus, if you were going out and you needed extra warmth or something because it was extremely cold in your area, other than what you would have in our personal packs, you can take an extra blanket or two off the walls and take that out on your Scout. We have some heavy duty plastic sheeting, and this is going to be our ground barrier in the yurt. And on the very bottom, I'm not going to pull out, it's a fireboard, and we're actually going to lay that down and put the stove on top of. So that's a quick rundown of everything we have that we have taken in. Now, of course, you can think of other things that you might want to take along with you, but for what we're doing, this should get us by quite well. Like I said, we have a little bit of food supplies and stuff like that. I'll do that in the next video, talk about some of these kits individually. But this is everything we're going to have. We're going to try our best to live long-term out of this shelter. All right, so till the next one, thanks guys.